Titles, go.
100 times colon cleanse.
He looked like a duck.
Fulton ball kickers.
Dancin.
2 hours of Silent Bob.
Exploding grapes.
37-0.
Rona Reigns.
He betting with Paul's money.
63 words for vodka.
Frozen bear poo.
Nurse Emily.
Do the work yourself.
Happy Little Eagles.
Wait a minute. Golf Ronan?
Threw me off there. We went out of order. All right, guys, let's do this.
Wait. Non-fat moose knuckle.
Warning. What you are about to hear contains explicit language, adult themes, and potentially disturbing content. The views and opinions expressed are those of the hosts and do not reflect the opinions of anyone else, anywhere, ever, in the history of the world. This podcast is intended for an immature audience and should not be listened to by anyone, anywhere, ever, in the history of the world. You know, fuck it. You've been warned.
Hello, welcome to this week's edition of Geek Pod. I'm your host, Paul.
I'm Hugh. Yeah, that didn't work.
Can't see
Damn
it,
it.
Corbs.
It got blacked out. That would have been great.
Corbs.
Hey, I'm Kev, and I'm back.
Arr, I'm Jack.
Guys, what's got you geeked?
Geeked? I'll tell you what got me geeked after I tell you what doesn't have me geeked.
Uh-oh.
I have a respiratory infection, which I don't know if I picked it up at the convention or not, but I started feeling bad about 2 days after that, went with it for about a week, finally went to the doctor. They put me on stuff for it. But, you know, I feel like my lungs are squeezing. It's hard for me to breathe. My throat's a little raw. It's not COVID, though. It's just a respiratory infection. On top of that, my wife says, you know what? Let's not go crazy for Labor Day and have a big barbecue with lots of people. We'll just invite my mom. I said, okay, and immediately planned a meal of smoked ribs, beans, greens, corn on the cob, salt potatoes, desserts. I just went fucking nuts and then realized, oh shit, I just made a ton of work for myself because she said she didn't want to do anything. So that's what I did. I busted my ass on Monday to put a meal on the table, and I was just like, fuck. I just can't take it easy. I don't have the ability not to do that. On top of that, all week I've been fighting with my fucking work computer. And if I disappear tonight, don't be surprised. Paul, I have seen shit pop up on this computer that myself, our tech person at our job, and everyone I work with, they've never seen these screens before. Like, for instance, there's not enough memory, but then it starts to slide up the screen. The words blur, it freezes. Then around the box, all turns blue with hashtags and sweary word things, like crazy shit. Every time it's something different.
I can fix it.
That's, yeah.
You don't have to fix it because they're sending me a new computer. It'll be here tomorrow.
I'm just saying.
What is it, Kevin? What is it?
Oh, I just need about 15, 20 minutes with it. That's all.
Well, I can't give it to you.
Well, I'm just saying. I have never met a computer problem that I can't fix.
Well, it might just
lighter fluid doesn't help.
It might be that it's a piece of shit. It's about this big. I mean, it's a little tiny laptop thing. I have it plugged into a computer.
That's not a laptop.
Yeah, it's not. When these showed up, we were like, what the fuck are these? There's no USB ports. It's all Thunderbolt connections. So I had to get all new things for it. It's only got 8 gigs of RAM. And I mean, I'm sitting here from Dell practically. And every time I try to go and add things to the transcript library, like every time I open WordPress, my computer's crashing 3 times before I get to actually complete something. It's been a fucking nightmare. So that's what I've been dealing with all week. But the one bright spot is Grant Random came back to Sirius XM, but he's on lithium, not octane, which sucks. But you take what you can get.
You can watch.
I don't know
you
who
can
that
listen
is.
to either channel though, right, Hugh? Because I've Sirius. You can listen to it on Octane though, even though you want them on lithium, right?
Backwards.
Octane is a channel on Sirius XM. They're 2 different channels.
Okay, you just tune into the other channel. Though,
I
right?
can't force Grant Random to come over and DJ on Octane. That's not within my power. I wish it was, because that's where he was originally when he left.
Gotcha. All right.
I can't believe you don't know who that is, Paul. He's the greatest DJ in the history of DJs.
Fucking hate DJs.
Because he just doesn't give a fuck about anything. And he's like, yeah, I'm a completely worthless human being.
I like him. I don't even, I like him. That guy I like.
It's incredible. Anyway, I'm done talking. Somebody else talk.
I haven't
Corbs.
heard you talk in a while, Hugh. I kind of missed it. I wish you'd go on a little more.
Maybe he's kind of along the same lines as Hugh right there. I mean,
You're happy about that, DJ?
Yeah.
Good.
I'm gonna go stroke him off.
I woke up Monday morning and proceeded to vomit for the next 2 days straight.
You guys had a great weekend.
Not
Kev,
fun.
I wish it was that, Kev. I really do wish it was that. I could not keep anything in my system. I put water, whatever, Gatorade, whatever. I didn't have any Gatorade, but my son got seltzer water from Walmart, the orange cream ones, which he really likes. I like them too, so I was sipping on that, sipping on water. Nah, couldn't keep anything in my stomach. I proceeded to throw up all day long, all day Monday. So Labor Day was shot. I called in sick into work yesterday because I got up 5 o'clock in the morning and proceeded to start throwing up again until about 1:15 yesterday afternoon is when it finally stopped. So, but I haven't been able to keep anything in my system. So it's been fun.
What's the cause of this, Corbs? What's going on?
No clue.
Yeah.
No clue.
What'd you eat on Sunday?
There's a stomach bug going around. I didn't really eat much on Sunday. It had not food poisoning or anything like that. So, but
Is it coming out both ends?
not coming up both ends. Was just coming out up top.
Is this about you have to wear a suit?
Oh,
for the wedding
Jesus
upcoming?
Christ, you guys are just fucking off the
No, it has
hook.
nothing to do with me having to wear.
Oh wait, yeah, I subconsciously knew you hated that and just had to do it. So
All right. Well, because that can make you make a little sick. If you're like, oh crap, that suit's coming up, then I don't know.
I just like giving her crap about that. That's all.
I know you do.
So, but no,
And we're right there with you.
yeah, I mean, that's it for me. It's just been. I mean, I laid in bed Tuesday all day Monday. Like I think I slept probably when I wasn't throwing up. I was sleeping. Like I think I slept 18 hours on Monday.
Nice.
I mean, I literally I got up at 5 o'clock. I got sick. I came back in my room, laid down, fell asleep. Got up, got sick, came back in, laid back down, fell asleep. I went to bed Monday night at 8 o'clock and slept until about 2:30. And then I fell asleep again at about 3 o'clock and woke up around 5:30 and started getting sick again on Tuesday morning. So,
yeah, that's not fun. That's not even a little fun.
Has anything good happened to you in the last couple of days? Cool.
No. The only thing that's as good as my brother's doing well.
Very good.
After he had his leg amputated, so.
Well, take what you can get. Take what you can get.
Yeah. So.
I forgot about that. Does that make my hat in poor taste?
No,
yes, it does.
No, because
asshole.
I talked to him on Friday. He had it done on Friday, and I talked to him Friday. Yeah, I think it was Friday. I spoke to him for a little bit, and he first thing he said to me, he's like, "I'm gonna go dancing."
What else would you do?
I'm gonna go walk up and down the stairs, and I said, "Well, easy, peg leg Pete." So, and then he was talking about him and his wife were saying that she needs to get a shirt that says "I'm with Stumpy."
Nice.
And he needs to get the shirt that says Stumpy. So and I told him I was going to call him Jack Sparrow. And then his wife called him Lieutenant Dan.
Nice. So at least he's taking it well. That's good.
Yeah, he's doing well with it.
Or he's hiding it well with self.
Oh, she sent a picture of the day that when he got out of the surgery, and she sent a picture to all of us. Bye, Jack. And he looks so freaking stoned in it.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's pretty. I mean, he was on so much painkillers and nerve blocks and all that stuff. That
drugs are a wonderful thing.
No, but yeah, I mean, other than that, he's doing okay. So
that's good.
Did you get my text on Friday morning, Corbs?
I did. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
I didn't.
I know, Kev. I'm sorry. I didn't send you a text.
I didn't get a fucking text from you guys. Fuck you.
That was the visual of the Corbs.
Fuck you, Kev. There, I said.
I got fucking douchebags.
Oh,
that's great, everybody. At least I did mine off mic.
Everyone's decomposing over here.
I'm done.
All right.
Oh,
Kev, what do you got?
Well, I was awful happy till I got fucking here. I can tell you that. No, yes, the reason I've been absent so much is I had the wonderful illness, and then I refused to hang out with any of you degenerates. So I completely blew all of you off, and I don't regret it one iota, because I went to Montana and I had the best fucking time of my life, and the last place I want to be is right back fucking here. I want to go back to Montana where there's no internet service and no cellular service, and disappear for the rest of my fucking life.
Wait a minute, you just bitched about us not texting you. How are we going to get a text message if you're in Montana?
I don't fucking give a shit.
I don't know, Kev. That sounds like a problem you can solve.
Yeah, I could probably figure it out if I wanted to. Every once in a while, there's cellular service, but I got to tell you, the cabin we stayed in, I don't even know what kind of service they had, but if one of us was on the Wi-Fi doing anything with a phone or a laptop, there was no connectivity at all. So if you could get a text message out, you were goddamn lucky. And you couldn't get it out if I couldn't send a text message as a normal, data type text message. I had to tell my phone, send as SMS. Otherwise, all phones use MMS now, which is the multimedia system,
right? Instead
of the simple messaging system, the old-fashioned texting. So the only way I could get a message out was to use SMS, and then it would only work every great once in a while. It was absolutely the best fucking thing that's ever happened to me. If you've ever had a colon cleanse, this is like 100 times fucking better. And believe me, that's pretty fucking good. This blows that away a million times. The cabin we stayed in, I walked out the back deck. I walked out every single morning to get my coffee. I'd get up, get my coffee, go out on the back deck and sit, and I would watch. I'd watch the pintail ducks and the loons, and I'd listen to the fucking elks bugle. Holy fuck, dude. There was black bear in the woods next to the cabin. It was the most amazing thing. I would just sit there and I would just enjoy what was happening in front of me. And I didn't give a shit about anything else. It was the most amazing thing that I have experienced in longer than I can remember. And what I put in the show notes was I got to try in our travels, because what we did is we went out there, and buddies of ours took a couple that we took a truck and trailer out, took my wife's machine and my motorcycle out along with their motorcycle, another friend of ours motorcycle, took them all the trailer out, and we flew out, met them out there, Kalispell, Montana. We flew into and stayed in this little tiny town. I didn't know what the fucking name of it was. That doesn't matter. It's on the northwestern edge of Glacier National Park. And we rode all over Glacier, and we saw so much, and it was just amazing. All the wild animals we saw, Kathy, my wife, she just was beside herself. The bison, the elk, the caribou, the bald eagles, free range cows, didn't matter what the fuck it was. She was just beside herself. She had so much fun. Got this little tiny town called Troy, Montana, almost to Idaho. I mean, you could spit and probably hit fucking Idaho from where we were. 100-plus-year-old bar we were in. We walk in, I look at the beer list on the back of the bar, which is literally like this long. There was like just American beers, and that's it. Nice. Bud, Coors, Miller, and there it was. Rainier Beer. vitamin R. Never in my life did I think that that was real beer. It's been in movies and TV shows. The TV show that I saw it in and thought it was fake. I honestly thought it was fake. Kathy and I watched the series Longmire. I might have talked about it on the show.
Yep, we talked about it.
Well, the main character in that show, and his name was Walt in the show. I forget what the actor's name is. He liked Rainier Beer. Now, the town in Wyoming was made up that they were in. Absaroka County or Absaroka, whatever the hell it was. So I thought the beer was made up too. I'm like, whatever. They just, they're not going to pay anybody for any of this shit. I got to fucking have a Rainier Beer. I got pictures on my Facebook and Instagram or whatever of the Rainier Beer. It's really bad beer. It sucks. I mean, it's worse than Coors. It's worse than Miller. It's really not good. I mean, I could almost say I'd rather have a Budweiser, but I can't fucking stomach that shit. So I can't even say that I'd rather have that. But I had not one, but I had two there, and I had one again in another place just because they had it and because I had to. I just had to. One of the oldest breweries, by the way, one of the oldest brewers in the United States, Rainier is. They don't no longer own their own brewery, but that's beside the point. Doesn't make any difference. But no, that's what's got me thoroughly geeked, pumped, jacked, whatever. Is I'm still riding that high. And
awesome.
I am sorry I didn't go to the con with you guys. I really am. But after what I went through the 2 weeks prior to that, the last thing I wanted to do was expose myself to something that might have compromised that trip. And it was not an inexpensive trip. We put a lot of time and a lot of expense into planning it and getting there and doing it. And it all worked out. So I have to be okay with what happened. And I just hope that the rest of you are as well.
It's like I told you both personally and it's you do what's best for you, and if that's what you felt you needed to do, that's fine. We'll move past it. We move on, right, gentlemen?
Yeah. I'm glad you had a good time, Kevin. I know you've been talking about it for a while, so maybe you can go out to Montana and see CJ.
Yeah, you could.
Who's CJ?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, CJ Graham.
CJ
yes.
Graham.
He was at the con.
Yeah, you wouldn't know him.
He has a farm out there, basically.
He played Jason in Friday the 6th. So
you actually would have liked him. You would have gotten along with him.
Yeah, you would have.
You guys would have been like, he probably would have taken you out for beers.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys. Yeah.
He was a ball buster. He was great. He was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And just to circle back, fuck Richard Mazer.
He hates your mask.
Fuck him. I hated his mask too. He looked
like
a duck.
Wow.
He just hates him. I think he's starting to hate Paul instead of the mask. So Paul and Richard Mazer on the next
Celebrity death match.
Exactly, celebrity death match.
Yeah, 2023.
Who's the other celebrity?
Paul's a local Geek Pod celebrity with 3 fans, but that's okay. But Richard Mazer,
can't even say a local celebrity. You gotta say a Geek Pod celebrity.
Yeah, true. This is actually pretty cool. I'm very excited what's got me geeked this week. So for a couple months, Emily was telling me she went to the Van Gogh exhibit in Rochester, New York. So I've been getting ads through my Facebook, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's the Van Gogh exhibit was in Albany this past weekend. So have you guys done that before? Do you know what that's about a little bit?
No.
I'm assuming it has to do with, Vincent Van Gogh.
Vincent Van Gogh. But yeah, it was in Albany. It was in this old.
That's good.
Yeah, very good. It was in this old atrium, which was really cool. They had his artwork. They had holograms of his face basically, and the artwork went right through his body, which was really neat. They reenacted his basically
cutting his ear off.
What's up?
Cutting his ear off?
No. But no, they had all his artwork on the wall, which you sit in these lounge chairs basically, and you look up, and all 4 walls, it's covered in Vincent Van Gogh artwork. You go through his Starry Night. You go through the Moth exhibits, but like it just shows like this guy, he only lived 37 years of life, but he did so much in his 37 years. Like they had his bed scene, like how his bedroom looked, how it looked in Paris for his last couple years. They gave you Oculuses, which was really cool, and you did a day in the life of Vincent van Gogh, and you got to walk around France, and you got to talk to people, and you got to see how he did some of his artwork. Emily was right next to me, basically, and she was like in motion sickness. She couldn't even do it. So I was like, she was like holding my hand. She's like, I don't know if I can do this. I'm like, hang on. Like, you're walking down the steps. I'm like, yeah, I know I'm not a tall guy. I'm the shortest one out of all of us. But like this guy and the Oculus, they had him like 7 foot. You're like walking down the steps. You're going like this. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So, but it was really cool though, seeing all those things. But you have his quotes on there. As you know, I'm a big history nerd, which was really neat. They had a little exhibit where kids, but adults too. Emily did it. I didn't do it. But you could draw like one of Vincent van Gogh's piece of work, and you could push like the projector screen and it can go up on the wall, which is really neat.
Nice.
So that was kind of neat how they did that. That they had like the exhibit where you can buy some stuff at the gift shop, but as you know, they try to charge you up a lot of money. But his brother Theo,
That's not an exhibit, it's just a gift shop.
Yeah, the gift shop, that's one. Yes. But like, yeah, like the gift shop, like you had Letters to Theo, his brother. That was like a $30 book, but Emily had to buy that, so she wanted that.
Isn't there a band called Letters to Theo?
Yeah, there is. No, Letters to Cleo. Letters to Cleo. Oh. But no, this was a really cool exhibit. This is some that I highly recommend if any of you guys are in Albany, or if somebody in our Geek Pod family that wants to go see some artwork. They got extended till the end of December, and this was a really, really fascinating piece of work. Like literally people from all ages, from the ages of 5 all the way up to like 85 were there. It was a really fun time. We had our reservation for 11 o'clock. I don't like to be late for anything. We got there at 11:05. They're like, it's okay. Take your time. Just take as much time as you need. So they let us stay in there for like good 4 or 5 hours and just like look around for a little while. Yeah, it was very well done. The people were very kind, very genuine. So I thought that was pretty cool. That's what's got me geeked this week.
Awesome. That's very cool. Hugh, you said you were going to circle back to what had you geeked after being all pissed off.
Yeah, Grant Random.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the random DJ. Yes. Okay. Sorry, I forgot about that already.
Tough.
So easy to forget.
It's random. What's got me geeked is coming up this week.
Whatever. Go ahead.
Coming up this week is something I've been waiting for. Clerks 3 finally premieres. Can't wait to go see that. It's a movie. You have a ticket to it.
Has it anything to do with this right here?
Wrong side. There you go. Wrong nipple. Yeah, I believe those guys are going to be in it. Believe there'll probably be at least one scene with Jay and Silent Bob in there, because you know Kevin Smith can't do anything without putting himself in it. So I'm looking forward to it. People have the tour has already started.
I heard a rumor.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith couldn't afford any other actors after all of his surgeries.
So it's just him.
It's just him and Silent Bob, and that's it.
Can you imagine if it's just him on stage going like this for like 2 hours?
2 hours of him just staring at the camera.
You'd like that.
You'd pay double
for wouldn't put it
watch that
past him, because everyone that loves him, you included, would sit there waiting to find out what he was going to do.
You will definitely have an after credit scene of all the Clerks movies, like rolling, like of all the Clerks. Like he's gonna play homage to all that stuff, probably in rolling credits for sure.
You want to put money on it?
Yep.
Okay, $5.
Okay.
All right.
You lost, Jack. You're not gonna be there. It doesn't matter. You won't even know. He's just gonna fucking lie.
I'll be like, no, we didn't. Give me my money.
I'll be there. I'll be there for sure.
All right, and not only that, what else has got me geeked is, as far as I know, at least, our final con appearance of the year is coming up pretty soon, boys.
Oh, thank God.
Del Lago, September 24th, 25th. It's FLX Expo / Horror Expo. We excited for that one?
Maybe CJ Graham will be there again.
I don't think so.
That's not how this works. The conventions aren't stewards.
Can you imagine though? We get to that con and CJ Graham's not there, but I'm like, Paul, I brought your friend Richard back. He's like, oh fuck me.
There will be a bare knuckle fight in the parking lot. I'm just gonna tell you.
I'll tell you right now, if he is there, you got to bring the mask the next day.
Oh yeah, well,
I need a more obnoxious mask.
I think it's like Elsa and head, and it'll be like
with your middle finger
mask
on the front of it like that.
All right, so let's move it along. Guys, is anybody playing anything?
Nothing new.
No.
I've got something to report.
What you got?
So in preparation for the flights out to Montana, the flights out and back, I had listened to a couple of other podcasts, and I heard some reviews on the Netflix mobile games. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but Netflix had sponsored a couple. Now, I don't know if they just bought them or if they had these game makers make them. I don't know what the backstory is. I have no fucking idea. Don't ask me. I don't know, and I don't care. Okay?
We don't have to. We covered that once on the podcast years ago.
Good. I'm glad. So the problem, though, is you have to know how to find them now. And it's not really that difficult if you know how to find them. You just open the app, search for games, and it'll give you the results. You click on that, it opens up your app store, whether it's the the Apple, whatever the fuck Apple uses, or the Google, whatever it uses. Opens up the app store, you install it, and off you go. So the one that I liked the most, the one that I heard about the most, was Into the Breach.
Okay.
Now, any of you guys experienced this? Tried it? Okay.
No.
So it's a turn-based game. So you have a turn, the computer has a turn, you play against each other. And you progress as long as you are successful in liberating these little areas of the alien infestation that's happening. And the whole thing is that you go back in time to try to, I know, I fucking hate the whole time-based, multiverse bullshit. But this actually works out because that's how they reset when you lose. You go back in time to start at the beginning to try to rid these different worlds infestation of these aliens and protect the resources, etc. So you've got to plan it out. You've got to understand the tools you have, and you've got to use them to the best of your ability. And that's how you progress, and that's how you get better tools and stronger. They're actually mechs that you're using to fight against the enemy. And it's very interesting. It's very challenging, and I think it's very well built. I've never played a game like this before, and I had a really good time with it. It was a brain teaser, and I have not gotten past like the second world, the second wave, I guess you want to call it. I don't know what it is, but the second world, and then I couldn't get through that. I wasn't able to utilize my tools at the best of their ability. But it's a very fun game. Like I said, it's very challenging, and you have time travel, and everybody except me loves time travel. So there you go.
Nice.
Have you played XCOM, Kevin?
XCOM. I haven't heard of that. I don't know.
I mean, you can go on the computer and go back to the classic ones, but there's a version of it that's available on Android, like an updated one that came out a few years ago for consoles. They actually ported it to Android. I think you would like that a lot.
XCOM? Okay. Yeah,
XCOM, check it out.
I'll write it down.
Nice. Anybody else?
Negative.
No games. Yeah, I haven't touched a video game system in weeks now. So
the only games I've played have been trying to get my computer to stay on long enough to actually do my job.
Yeah, Paul, you got to stop touching yourself so you can play games. That's how that works.
That's way shorter. No, it takes way less time.
What Kristen said.
She would agree with that. Yes.
So she's told that to everybody?
Probably. I mean, it's common knowledge. All right.
I haven't seen that question in the game on Game Show Network, so
All right. I think that means it's time for the long-awaited return of Kev's tabletop review.
Okay, so this week I've got a game for you guys that Paul and company brought back from a con in Pennsylvania.
Wellsboro Comic Con.
Wellsboro Comic Con. Yeah. Okay. So the guys, absent me, of course, had an opportunity to meet the owners of DPH Games, and
yes, Dan.
Dan, and brought back a couple of games. This is one of them. I'm going to review all of them in time, but I wanted to do this one first because it's really cool. It's almost nothing to it. I mean, look at this is the entire game. The game consists of 9 cards, 10 counting the instructions. And I'm just going to read you a little bit about it, and then I'm going to show you the layout. And this is from BoardGameGeek.com. Deceptively simple, deceptively tricky. Each player begins the game with little information. Gradually, they will gain clues on the location of valuable documents and tools. The challenge is timing the game's end when you have the most favorable cards in front of you. This is a 9-card game. Each player has 2 cards face down in front of them that they are not allowed to look at. 1 card is placed in the middle of the play area. So this is Agent 299. And I'm going to open this up. I've already had it open. I've had the cards out. And I'm going to show you, this is the very first card, is the instruction card. It's very nice. Small text. I have to have my glasses on in order to use it. And these are all the play cards. So the way the field would be was you'd have 2 cards to each player. Let's get those where you can see them, right? And 1 in the center. And
so it's a 4-player game.
It's a 2 to 4 player
2 to 4.
game.
Okay.
And really, according to the playthroughs I've seen, you really want to play this with 4 players so that all the cards are in play. And I'm going to show you what all the cards are in just a minute. But I want to tell you a little bit about how the play goes through. And don't worry too much about not following along. I've watched several playthrough videos, and the best playthrough video is available on BoardGameGeek.com. It's linked there. If you go and you look for Agent 299, it'll be linked, and it is the one. And I'm going to scroll down here. I want to tell you who it is you're looking for. It is Masters of Boredom Play Agent 299. That's the guys who do it. Masters of Boredom. They do a really good job of showing how the game works. So, okay, gameplay. Let's just walk through this real quick. Interrogation. The first player will peek at 1 card, just 1, and must swap 1 of the 2 cards in front of that player. So if this is the player here and it's my turn, let's say it's my turn, so I have the instruction card, and I want to look at one of these 2 cards. I'm going to peek at it so nobody else can see it, right? I'm going to look at it, got to be secretive about it, and I'm going to decide which of these 2 cards I'm going to keep. I might want to keep that one, or I might want to keep this one. Now, according to the playthroughs, this is really important, because if I pick a card that is +3, which will obviously help me in the end, and I act like I have a good card, guess what's going to happen with the next player? He's going to want that card. So here's where the strategy comes in, because you never get to look at your own cards. So the strategy comes in, I need to remember where the good card is and possibly take the bad card, acting like it's the good card. Now, as soon as the next player looks at the card and takes it or whatever, they're going to know that I'm full of shit, and maybe that the other card was the better card. But the really cool thing is you're going to keep people guessing, and you might know something that the next person doesn't. So must swap 1 of the 2 cards, the player they just interrogated, either swapping the card they just looked at or the other card in the player's possession, which I have no idea what it is. Or they may peek at the center card, right? So if they do that, they can swap it with any card. Now, I'm the first player. I have no idea who has what. So if I look at this card, I see it's a -1. Maybe what I want to do is I want to just say, oh, well, you know what? I'm just going to take a chance and see what happens there. So the way the game is won, and I'm going to flip all these over so you have an opportunity to see what the cards are. The way the game is won is by making sure that you have the most points in your hand. Some cards are worth more if they're still down versus when they're up. Other cards are worth a lot less if they're flipped up. So my blown cover card here is a -3. So if that's flipped up in my hand at the end of the game, I lose 3 points. I could end up with a negative score. The way the game plays out is the first player does his thing, and then the second player, proceeds to the left, third, fourth, etc. Now everybody's played through, everybody's swapped cards. Now, in order for me to give the handoff to the next player, I have to have one card up, okay, face up. And the way gameplay ends is when the first person has both cards face up. Some of these cards give special bonuses, like I don't have to swap a card, or I can swap 2 cards without looking at them. So there's a lot of very interesting gameplay within the cards. The best way to play this game is to have a feeling for what the cards are and understanding how the gameplay would work based on which cards you have in your hand. But regardless of whether you know what the cards are or not, whoever has the most points in their hand at the end of the game is the one that wins. Ties are scored a little bit differently. There's a whole paragraph at the bottom. If there's 2 players that have a tie, there's different cards that would give you a bonus, or if you were the first person out or something like that. There's very good information on this instruction card about that. I'm not doing a good job of explaining, but that's okay. It'll make you want to go and look this game up. Classification. Categories: spies or secret agents. Mechanisms: memory and trading. Okay, so if you are the some of the card trading games out there that a lot of folks really like, if you're into that kind of a genre, this game will be very easy for you because there's very few cards to memorize. And the family is a crowdfunding or kickstarting family. Now, the other thing you need to know about this game is, let's see, 2 to 4 players, community 4. Community decided it's a 4-player game, and the best play is 4 players. 5 to 10 minute play time. The cards here say 15 minutes approximately, ages 13 and up. And the weight, and here's the best part, 2.00 out of 5. Wait a minute. Is that really the best part? Take a guess at the price of this game. Just take a wild guess.
Well, I know what we paid for it.
$2.99.
Outstanding.
Nice.
Great little game. I was hooked on it the second I saw it. And I'm very, very happy to have a chance to present it to you tonight. So what do you guys think? What do you had an opportunity? Some of you had an opportunity to talk to some of the folks from DPH Games. What do you think about this game and what they had to say about some of their other games?
That seems really cool. Dan was a great guy. He had some really cool, like quite a variety of games. Wouldn't you guys say?
Yeah.
And like they all had different mechanisms. There's one, sorry, Jack, I didn't mean to cut you off there. There's one that he said has been in development for 8 years that I was actually really excited about. It's like a pirate game.
Wow.
And it's going through a bunch of iterations. He said that's his, and this isn't my pun. It was his. That was his white whale game.
Exactly.
Because he keeps going back and tweaking it, and because he keeps saying, God, I know it can be better. And I think it was on like the board itself was like leather, right? Like it was going to be on like pressed leather. It was gorgeous.
Wow.
The box looks like it's old and beat up by design. Like it was. I told him, I said, well, when that one finally comes out, let me know. I want in on that. So
yeah, I can second that.
Yeah. And just before we go any further with talking about that, DPH Games actually is going to be in town in October at QsCon, the board game con in town.
Very cool. I look forward to meeting them there.
Yes. So we are not guests at that con, but I think we're gonna roll into it for a day to check it out.
I definitely would like to do that.
Boys, and check it out.
Yeah. So sorry, Jack, go ahead with what you were gonna say.
No, it's like what you're saying though. Like Kev does a great job with our tabletop reviews for our podcast and all that stuff. But with Dan, the way he was showing all that stuff, when like you and Hugh went to check out the rest of the con, like I just went over to his table. He just takes general interest in what he builds and what he does. Like he said that pirate game he's been working on for I think almost 8 years now. And like you guys said, it's his bread and butter. But like I know I don't play games as much as I used to, but I go second that with Paul. Like I will most likely buy a game like that when that does become available for sure. I just was very mesmerized, like somebody that just has that craft and that much general interest, and he just has a really cool a knack for that. I thought
he has a passion for it. You can tell.
Passion, yeah.
I did actually see a video of I believe it was Dan from DPH playing with some other guys.
Cool.
And this game, Agent 299, and his knowledge of the game didn't interfere with the playthrough. It was a benefit to the other players, and they all had a really great time, as it appeared to me. And they took way longer than 15 minutes to play through it, just because of the conversations they were having and the whole. It's really a mind fuck game. You wanna try to mess with the other players to get through it, and it was fun to watch. It was really fun to watch the creator, having a good time with it.
Awesome, very cool. Any other thoughts, boys?
Can't think of anything.
All right.
I would definitely go to the only thing I would say extra is I would definitely go to DPH Games website to get this game. Get it directly from them. I know I like to tout the local game stores, but I think this is they're a small enough house that I think that maybe supporting them is a really, really good idea.
Yes, agreed.
Directly.
Yes. Their website will also be in the show notes under Kev's tabletop review section. And I think that wraps it about up. I'm thinking we probably ought to go to break before Corbs lapses back into another coma. Stick with us, guys. We'll be back with the news. Looking for the hottest new comic on the shelf or a keyback issue to complete your run? How about that rare statue or action figure that you've scoured the internet looking for? Come to Collectibles Galore, located in North Syracuse with ample off-street parking. Collectibles Galore has a huge selection of comics, toys, and rare pop culture items you won't find anywhere else. Comics Galore is always buying comics and toys and will give you the fairest price for your collection. New customers get 15% off their first purchase in store. Collectibles Galore for all of your pop culture needs. Stop in and see for yourself why Collectibles Galore is the king of comics.
Now, before your wife turns to you and asks what the non-fat version of a moose knuckle is. No, wait, it gets better. I knew I had to add this to my show notes, and I used voice to text on my phone because non-fat version of a moose knuckle was just way too much for me to type at like 11 o'clock at night when we're trying to go to bed. So I used voice to text, and it wrote non-fat in the same way you might write it for dietary reasons. So I saw non-fat moose knuckle and immediately burst out laughing with the thought of diet moose knuckle or moose knuckle zero. And I know this is awful, but it was either this or a bit about nose yogurt. Anyway, here's the news. First up, Jason Momoa shaves head to protest single-use plastics. Notice I didn't try to make a joke there. I'm not sure what I would come up with. It would be more ridiculous than that. Now, I like Mamoa, and I don't want it to seem like I'm shitting on him, but what fucking good does that do? Are his shaved locks going to choke the plastic barons in their sleep? Are we instead going to make water bottles out of his discarded hair? What was the point here? And before you say to raise awareness, he's a movie star. He could have just posted to show social medias, hey, single-use plastics suck without shaving his head, and it would have had the same net effect on the problem. Unless Jason Momoa's Instagram followers are also in charge of the plastic industry. You want to cut your hair? Just cut your hair. Don't be a fucking queen about it. Next up, Batman returns to theaters. To celebrate Batman Day this year, 3 of the Dark Knight's movies are returning to select theaters for one night only. The first animated outing, Mask of the Phantasm, will be followed by Batman 89 and Batman Returns. Now, I could tell you which 3 theaters are doing this and what date Batman Day falls on, but y'all have computers in your pockets. Do some work yourself, lazy fuckers. I have other important things in my life other than this news segment. And finally, okay, Captain Ahab. This week's news should be about Brendan Fraser getting a 6-minute standing ovation for his performance in Darren Aronofsky's Whale at a screening. Brendan has had a rough go the past 10 years, and I'm not going to get into it here, but I'm glad to see him finally getting the respect he deserves. Instead, I found new stupid online. In the movie, Fraser plays a 600-pound man trying to eat himself to death. Much like other representation debates, there are folks angry that they put a white guy in a fat suit rather than hiring an actual 600-pound actor. Because fat people should tell their own stories, right? I mean, is this really a thing, though? Would there have been a line of scooters outside the casting office for this role? How many 600-pound male actors can there possibly be? It's not like they cast someone super skinny like David Tennant. Fraser's already a big guy. They added the rest in a fat suit. In fact, the problem with this, if it really became a thing, then there would be young actors gaining weight in order to be in the running for those few 600-pound plus roles. This would kill people. Are you trying to kill people, internet? If you are, please don't start with us fatties. And that's the news, kids. Haircuts, Batman, and fat people. What a week. So riveting. Slow week. Thought about bringing up all the AEW nonsense, but by the time this hits, we might find out it was all a work anyway. What a mess, right? Like Tony Khan's letting a magic 8-ball make all of his booking decisions. Or maybe it's a regular 8-ball if you believe the rumors. I don't know. Been a weird week all around. And Burger King's new Royal Chicken Sandwich blows. Paul?
In other news, grapes explode in the microwave. Back to you, Corbs.
News?
I'm testing that theory out. I don't believe you.
Film
It's
it.
not news.
I will film that fucking shit. Yeah.
Seriously.
And how long you got to cook them for, though?
I don't know. An hour?
Oh, it's like 30 seconds.
You gotta have this information handy.
No, I don't.
I try to have a computer in my pocket.
Right.
Exactly. Don't be a lazy fucker. Look it up yourself.
It is a computer, I swear to God.
All right. Well, there's not much going on in the world of sports in my mind. Football starts this week, Jack. I know you're excited. How you Eagles doing, my friend?
Good.
They win in the East?
Yes. 11-6 will be their record.
I bet that same $5 Paul bet.
Okay.
How are you going to bet with Paul's money?
Well, like,
that he hasn't even won yet? That doesn't make any sense.
Like, what is our bet though? Like, I say they're going to win 11 games, or like, what's the bet though? Like, I can't, like, we have to make it a little even. Like, if they win like 12 games or like 9 games,
I don't think they win 11 games.
Okay. Do you think they win less than that?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll say 11. I'll take 11, and then you say less.
I'll take the under.
Okay. So. But what about you though? This is your topic. You excited this weekend?
I am kind of. I'm kind of looking forward to some sports. For me, I mean, football. I've been a Colts fan. I've always been a Colts fan ever since the Dickerson days. So, you know, I'm hoping they do well. They got Matty Ice as a quarterback now. They've been struggling to find one since freaking Andrew Luck decided to retire unexpectedly. I mean, but on the same token, I get it why these guys are retiring early and stuff like that. I mean, Paul, you'll attest to the concussions and whatnot. It is definitely a health issue, I guess is the correct terminology. But I'd like to see the Colts do well. I think they do well in whatever they're in the AFC
South.
I don't see many teams there being maybe the Titans. The Texans, they're going to finish like 1-27 or whatever the hell. I don't think they win. They win one game this year if they're lucky.
So what's your prediction for the Colts this year? Are they going to win 10 games, 9 games? Are they going to win the AFC South over the Titans? What do you think?
I think they win 10 games. I think they win 10. I don't think they win the South though. I think they got a shot. I think the Titans. If Derrick Henry is half of what he was, he got hurt last year. He broke his foot, had to have surgery and all that stuff. If he comes back half of what he's been the past couple of years, they're going to be a team to be reckoned with. All Ryan Tannehill has to do is manage the game at that point. He just turn on and hand the ball off to Henry 20 times a game. He's going to rush for 150 yards.
I don't know. I think I'm going to be biased. I'm going to have a Cinderella story. Your team's going to win the AFC South. Titans are going to slack because AJ Brown's gone now, but I'll give you a little boost of confidence.
I see them 1-2. I do see them 1-2. And it could be one wins 11, one wins 10. They both win the same amount. It's one of those things. I think they split the series this year. So, who do you got in the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl, I have the game that's tomorrow, the Bills and Rams. I see a Bills and Rams Super Bowl rematch. That'll be the first game, and that'll be the Super Bowl, I feel.
Wow. All right. I like that. I got the Rams again this year, but I got the Bengals this year.
Okay.
I think the Bengals got a shot. They were close last year. So, but you're right. If Josh Allen is half of what they're expecting him to be, like I said before, the Bills are going to win one in the next 5 years with him, for sure. If it's not this year, it will be within the next 5 years. So, and Paul, how do you think the Raiders do this year? Have you been
37-0?
Good job, Paul.
Do you think they?
I think they make the playoffs and kind of crap out in that.
Playoffs.
And I think the Fulton ball kickers are going to lose every game by disqualification.
I agree.
We'll give Hugh Poe, guys, if you get that joke. Hugh, you can follow Poe, the mascot from the Ravens. I know you get that, Corbs.
The rest of us going to do Super Bowl predictions?
If you guys want to. Hugh's got a good one, so.
I know. It's going to be Roman Reigns versus Optimus Prime.
It's true. So, all right, what do you think, Paul?
I really don't know. I'm so out of the loop on football. That's why all of my bullshit here during the sports thing has been so facetious, because I really don't know.
And I was wondering, you guys, you're like, football starts this weekend and you're making predictions about the last game of I'm like, how the fuck can you even do that before people play? So
it's predictions.
They're just predictions. People can get hurt, but we'll see what happens. But if you want, Corbs, I can go back with you week after week. We can pick a couple of games and see who has the better record at the end of the season.
All right, we'll start next week.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So
telling you, Optimus Prime going all the way, taking the title off of Roman Reigns.
No.
Yep.
Optimus Prime can't take the title off Roman Reigns.
Of course he can. All he's got to do is park the fucking trailer on him. He can get a fucking 75 count.
And there'll be like 16 Bloodline members will come out and lift up a sign.
All the family will come out and just get him moving.
The guest referee Shredder is going to kick his ass and tell him to cut the shit out.
That might be the funniest thing you've ever said.
Other than that, that's really the only sports I've got. Obviously, being sick, I really didn't get much done. But, with football starting yesterday or whenever Paul puts this out, because this week's was late. I got yelled at for that. Thanks.
You should have just projectile vomited on her and been done with it.
I didn't
Trust me, she's going to stop bitching about the podcast if you
Where's
do.
the podcast?
She's like, did you guys do a podcast last week? I'm like, yeah. He hasn't posted yet. I'm like, oh, okay.
Sorry. I'm a little busy. Sorry. But it's out now. It was out before we recorded the new one.
Yeah, she's already listened to it.
Yeah.
So
I'm hoping we'll hear from super creepy ugly guy or whatever the fuck his name was.
Yeah, but
I want notes. The review guy.
No update yet with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
Speaking of sports, holy fuck, Paul! I just finished watching Raw today.
Wow.
There was so much wrestling from Friday to today to consume. It was ridiculous.
Yes.
What Clash at the
you had SmackDown.
Yeah.
You had Rampage. You had Clash at the Castle. You had All Out, the AEW thing. You had When Worlds Collide, which was NXT, and right back into Monday Night Raw. It was like fucking, I don't know, 15 hours of wrestling over the course of 3 or 4 days.
Yeah. And as we're recording this, Dynamite is happening right now.
So it's just
and not a word, Corbs, if you got it on. Not a word.
I didn't have it on, but I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, well.
I did catch a little bit of it. But...
I think there's going to be a lot of big shit happening.
You guys watch wrestling. Do you guys watch NXT also?
I do not.
Yeah.
I tried to give it a chance once or twice, and I just can't.
Well, now the NXT 2.0, I mean.
That made it worse.
No,
I don't know.
You got. I've caught some of it here and there. You got some of the wrestlers coming from Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, I noticed they're crossing back now.
Yeah, there a lot of wrestlers are bouncing around now. So, it's Triple H rule.
I'm sure that he can probably fix it and make it what it was again. I guess fucking Braun Breaker. He's a Steiner. Let him use his fucking name.
Let him be a
That's
Steiner.
so
yeah.
Stupid. Oh,
well, hopefully that'll be another one in the list that will get fixed because everyone else is getting their names back. So
I mean, you can't even pretend he's not a Steiner. He looks like a Steiner.
He looks like his father. Yes.
If I didn't even know he was a wrestler, and hey, who's this? Oh, that looks like a Steiner. I mean, it's stupid to even pretend.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys think because AEW did release the guy that
shit?
Okay.
Like I said, we're not touching that yet.
Wait a minute, you haven't talked about that? You don't know about that? I know about that. I don't even watch fucking.
I know. I know. Like
no, we know shit happened, but we don't know what happened tonight.
No,
word's supposed to come down tonight on Dynamite on the fallout from all of that. Okay, I guess we need to address it now since we're dancing around it. After All Out, CM Punk went fucking nuts during the media scrum.
Yeah.
And called out everybody, which resulted in everybody breaking his door down, everybody being the Elite, being Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. And apparently Brandon Cutler and Michael Nakamura and words were exchanged and then fists were exchanged, starting with Punk. And then a chair was exchanged with Nick Jackson's eye, apparently.
Yeah.
Got knocked the fuck out.
No, not that one. Like I wasn't gonna bring that one up. But the guy that played Aleister Black.
Malachi Black. Yeah. Apparently he asked for his release and got a conditional.
Do you think he'll go back to WWE now?
No, I think he can't. That's why it's a conditional. I think basically they told him to go home and get his head right.
Okay, because he was a cool character for a while.
He's a great character who's been underutilized lately.
Correct.
Triple H had reached out to him. You know that, don't you?
I know supposedly Triple H was reaching out to some stars from AEW.
A lot of them.
The rumor I had heard was Jericho.
What's wrong with his head, actually? I don't know.
Apparently he's got a lot of personal issues going on, and they think it might be a mental health crisis.
Okay.
Coming from that fucking crazy-ass character we've got. So it's not hard to believe. But that one I found out literally right before the show started. I didn't hear anything about that. I was looking up all this other crazy shit that was going on. And they're like, yeah, and with Malachi Black being released, I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck?
I know, I saw that. I'm like, he's a good fighter, I thought.
Well, I thought it was interesting at All Out. You notice his face was completely covered. He had said a while back that his face paint was part of a story that was evolving over time. Yes. And when I saw that full face paint, it was completed. I was like, oh shit, I wonder if this is the end of the story. I wonder if the rumors that he wants to leave are true. And
I heard he kind of gave the crowd a send off, like a goodbye at the end. I didn't see All Out. I didn't get. Did see Clash at the Castle. But so yeah, it turned into a big brawl, going back to what I was talking about.
Yeah,
and
one of them got bit. Kenny Omega got bit.
Kenny Omega got bit by Ace Steel, supposedly, who was also the one that swung the chair and hit Nick Jackson. So I'm gonna take a wild guess. I don't know anything yet because I haven't been on top of the situation since 7:45 on Wednesday. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that man is no longer with the company. I know the Elite, Kenny Omega, the Bucks, Brandon Cutler, they have all been suspended. I know Punk met with Khan on Tuesday. Rumor has it that might have been discussing terms for a release.
I don't see what.
I said, just go back to WWE.
No way.
No.
He fucking, not only did he burn that bridge, but he fucking set off dynamite and pissed all over it. That's
yeah, and Triple H and
him and Triple H hate each other. That's
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect fuel.
But the thing is, they don't want the drama, Corbs. CM Punk did this to himself.
Ran his mouth way too much when he didn't need to.
Yeah, there's no way they would bring him back because he's just going to cause trouble.
Yeah, and this is coming from a fan. I'm a big fan of CM Punk's in-ring work. Love him. But yikes. Yeah, this is just toxicity for toxicity's sake.
Yeah, I mean, he just wins the world championship back. Okay, he's the top guy in the company now. Immediately pisses off everybody else in the company to the point where they all knock down his door to fight him.
Yeah.
In reality, I mean, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, this, you can't tell me this isn't the biggest payday he's ever gotten. He never got paid this money in the WWE. And he's ruining it.
And that tells you something. He was the top dog in WWE when he was the champion. He pissed on that, and he's doing this with AEW a second time now. So that kind of tells you something.
Yeah, it's bad, and it's unfortunate because, like I said, I am a huge CM Punk fan with his in-ring stuff, with the what he does, all that stuff, everything from it's clobbering time. Like he's a huge comic nerd, and a lot of it comes over in the ring, or at least on the way to the ring.
He thinks he's the Hulk.
He's more. I think he thinks he's more Tony Stark.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Kind of bizarre. Tony Stark being straight edge.
Yeah,
I guess. So that's what's in flux right now, as far as we know. The big huge thing that came out of All Out was the Joker won the casino ladder match. For the first time ever, it was a masked Joker, and not like Batman the Joker. Like that's what they always call it. There's always a surprise participant.
Yeah.
Comes out at the end of the night while Punk's celebrating, whips the mask off, boom, MJF is back.
Which I'm surprised. I really thought they did the Punk and MJF thing. I thought it was done. Didn't really need to go back to that. I mean, I guess you can if you want to, but if you do, MJF better kick his ass.
Right. They better put that strap on MJF.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna see what happens from here. I was actually hoping I was talking about it before the show started, that I was hoping we'd have another quick week like last week so I could get the show in tonight. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. No. So I guess pro wrestling works into the sports world, so we got that going.
Well, you're gonna want to watch the AEW because I just read about it. So
yeah, there's
So
like I said, excuse me, I still can't kick this cough from the Rona.
You're getting there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I only got a few more
it's
weeks.
gonna last like 700 days because it's Rona reigns.
I'll send Rich over there to be your nurse to take good care of you, Paul.
You're sending Emily over? Is that what you said? What?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, well, that's nice of you. I appreciate that. But after she gets better.
She won't be the same when she gets back.
She won't. That's
how many people are the same when they go to see Paul?
She won't be much different because don't forget.
Irish. Yeah.
Very true. Very nice.
All right. So what do you think? Did we pile drive the sports segment right into the mat on that one?
I think it stunned it.
All right. So I think
that was a ridiculously bad looking buckshot lariat right to the sports section.
So a typical Hangman move. Okay.
Yeah.
Empty-headed Adam Page. That was one of my favorite ones.
That is a stupid move.
Yes. Kev, just in case you don't know the move we're talking about, he literally stands on the ring apron, does like a somersault over the ring, and jumps in and gives a guy a clothesline. That's like his finishing move.
Like flipping over the ropes and then landing and then running somehow gives you more force than just running without the flip.
And they put the world title on that, man. All right. So, Jack, please tell us that your questions this week are, pausing for dramatic effect. All right, now that the theme music is over, are they about wrestling?
No, they're just erroneous ones.
So they're lies, right?
They're lies. Okay. But no, going back to that finishing move real quick. I remember my brother and I, we did backyard wrestling. My finishing move was the Dudley Dog by Spike Dudley. So do you remember that when you get on the turnbuckle and you have your legs go and just slam them to the turf? That was a really bad finishing move. But all right.
That's like the super like bulldog or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
It's basically a Bronco Buster, isn't it?
Look it up. It's like I forget, not a Bronco Buster, but whatever. First one's actually a hockey question. What was the first hockey puck made out of?
Human
tin
bone.
Can.
No, and what did you say, Hugh?
A human bone.
No.
Wood?
No.
Say the question again. I don't think I understand.
What was the first ice hockey puck made out of? No.
It's bear excrement, frozen bear excrement.
No.
Oh.
Corbs?
Oh, I have no idea. Give me a second.
The glass cover to a candle.
No. What's the smell of your candle, though?
I don't know.
Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina.
There you go. No.
It was made of goop.
Yuck. No.
It was shoe leather.
No.
No, it was something that had to be frozen though, because it wasn't solid enough.
It was
a fish.
That's fucked up. No.
Liver.
Frozen fish.
Like leather liver, like a liver or some shit like that.
No.
I don't fucking know that.
All right, it is cow.
Cow dung. I was close.
We're close.
What'd you say?
You said bears.
Oh,
I was close.
You were close.
Cow poops.
Cow poop.
I should have just said shit.
You would have been half there. So, okay. The next one is, what are the two languages that have the most words in them? And everybody gets one guess. So, so think of your one guess.
Eek.
I got one.
You got your two?
Okay, I got one.
Because if you guess them all, like you can get to there eventually, but make sure it's one good guess.
See, now I'm not sure the character language. Fuck it, I'm going to say Chinese.
And?
You gotta have two.
Arabic.
No.
Latin.
And?
Sign language.
No, to both. Corbs and Kev, you guys are left.
I'm gonna go. I want to say like Greek and Russian.
I can't tell you which one's right, but you have one of the two correct. But no to the other.
Really?
So now down to Kev. So you're half there, Corbs.
Oh shit!
Now I want to know which one I got right. So
I think I know.
I can't tell you, buddy.
I think I know two.
Don't think it's Greek, but I didn't think Russian had that many.
Doesn't Russian have like 63 different words for vodka?
I don't know. One of mine was gonna be Chinese, but I don't even know if that's right. And you didn't say if Hugh had any right.
He said I had none right. So.
Oh, I thought he said. I don't know what he said. I don't really pay attention to Jack.
That's why you got to pay attention to this topic.
God, it's got to be. Well, so I mean, of the two, I think Russian is more, I don't know, more varied than Greek is. I think Greek is a lot of, or is a lack of.
Put it like a wheel
difference.
Fortune spinning sound in there or something.
I don't know. I really don't know. I thought it was like Chinese or Japanese. I really don't think. Now I'm really not thinking they're one of the right ones. And I the only one I can think of that Corbs said was correct was Russian. So I will guess. Fuck Jesus! I had way too much to drink.
There's not an actual prize at stake here, dude.
Your pride.
I can't even think of like other languages. I'm like, I don't fucking know who the fuck doesn't speak English. Nah, I don't know. I give up.
What are your two guesses though? Take a guess. You have a guess.
I know Russian and Czechoslovakian. They're probably the same fucking language.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Russian was the correct.
Wow.
Language. But Kev, go with your gut. It's Russian and English.
English, really?
English. I would have said Chinese or Mandarin, but it's Russian and English.
Wow.
Huh.
Dude, Chinese and Mandarin aren't two different things. One's a written language and one's a spoken language.
So a lot of other languages are derivative. So they don't, you derive meaning based on context. As things are put together, they mean something different. So they don't have as many variations.
Right.
That's the majority of the languages that are out there are like that. Chinese and Japanese are like that. But I thought, I don't know why I thought Chinese was.
I would have went Latin and English if I had to guess that one. So
I wouldn't have. I don't know. I wasn't thinking English. I really. No. That was just a joke.
You're fine, dude. Back to you, Paul.
All right. I'm a little thrown. You actually went back to the whole 2-question thing. Well, good job. All right. So since I took such a beating last week for not having a weekly topic, I got one for you guys. As soon as I scroll back up where I can see it. All right. Now, as we've done, we're going to do it. We'll throw it to break, come back. You're stupid rich. Okay. What is the one dumb thing you're going to spend your money on?
Oh, I got that.
Like all of it or just some of it?
Just
like
some. You're stupid rich and you can justify just spending money on stupid shit.
Got it. I got it.
All right. And then we will come back with our answers after the break. Stick with us, guys. Looking for the hottest new comic on the shelf or a keyback issue to complete your run? How about that rare statue or action figure that you've scoured the internet looking for? Come to Collectibles Galore. Located in North Syracuse with ample off-street parking, Collectibles Galore has a huge selection of comics, toys, and rare pop culture items you won't find anywhere else. Comics Galore is always buying comics and toys and will give you the fairest price for your collection. New customers get 15% off their first purchase in store. Collectibles Galore for all of your pop culture needs. Stop in and see for yourself why Collectibles Galore is the king of comics. All right, and that music means it's time for the weekly topic. To reiterate, you're all of a sudden stupid rich, like Bill Gates, Elon Musk, dumb fucking rich. What are you gonna buy that's just completely idiotic? What dumb thing are you buying just because you can? Who wants to go first?
I will.
Okay.
I thought of something. I know what I'd buy. I would buy Enchanted Forest and tear out half the fucking water slides and make it back like it used to be with Fairy Tale Land and shit. So there's some water slides for the older kids, but there's something for the younger kids to enjoy as well.
Okay.
I haven't been there in a while. I mean, I know they used to have like in the back, there used to be like a little area for like little kids. That's gone now.
Well, they still have the little, they still have that, but there used to be an actual fucking forest there. They moved all of the fairy tale characters now into like one tiny section to make room for tons and tons of water slides. And I'm not saying that water slides suck, but it was actually a good balance at one point, and now it's too much, way too much. And I mean, I go there and it's like the magic of the place isn't there. And I have to assume that little kids aren't getting the same level of magic I got either. Like I used to walk through the forest and see the pirate ship and all this stuff. Now you're walking through the forest, but you can see the fucking water slides and the concession stands, and there's a sidewalk here, and there's only sparse trees. And I mean, you're not in a forest anymore.
Right.
Gotcha.
No enchanted forest. It's just tree.
I remember the park you're talking about, Hugh. I think I was there at that time. It was really cool. It was like two different parks.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah. I loved it.
Nice. That's a good one. Who wants to go next?
I've got one.
Okay.
So for a long time, I've known about these things, and it's always been like, oh, wow, those are cool. I don't know how the fuck I'd use it, but I'd love to have one. So there's a couple companies out there that make these things. They're great, big, huge go anywhere campers. They build them on these great big 4x4 or 6x6 chassis, and they put these huge boxes on the back of them, and they'll have water desalination systems. They'll be fully solar powered, and you can go off grid with them. You can drive anywhere in the world, and you can just go and go and go. 1,000, 1,500 miles they'll drive with the fuel tanks they've got, and they build them on these huge chassis. Your Mitsubishi and European Man and Mercedes and whatever, international chassis, whatever they are. I actually saw two of them really close up in Glacier National Park, and the folks I was with, they'd never seen them up close. So we went over, and unfortunately the owners weren't next to them, but we got a chance to walk around a little bit, see them. They're massive machines, tires, that are as tall as I am, up to my shoulder tall, and they're just massive.
Nice.
They start in the $500,000 range, and they go up from there.
Well, yeah, model, $500,000.
Well, they only build a few of them, and they build it by hand. So,
nice.
They're
like custom builds. Yeah,
they really are. And you tell them what you want, and they build them the way you want them. So that's my dollar in a dream. If I had more money than brains.
There you go. Corbs, Jack, who wants to go next?
Go for it, Jack.
All right, so let's paint you a little picture here. So we got the
happy little trees.
Yeah, happy little tree right there in the corner, right there of Kevin in Montana. Basically, all right, let's paint the picture. You're rolling up in the limousine. I have the sunglasses on. I get out of the limo. Sorry, Jeffrey Lurie. This is my fucking football team now. I'm buying the fucking Philadelphia Eagles.
Wow.
So it's happy little Eagles. Okay.
Exactly. It's like he's like, but I don't want to sell my team. Fuck you, boy. I'm out. You're out. I'm in. So I'm gonna keep everybody in place. I'm gonna the stadium, Lincoln Financial Field. We're gonna let that contract run out. Then we're gonna build Corbett Field, and then we're gonna make the Philadelphia Eagles Jack Corbett's dream. He's gonna be sitting in these owners' meetings, be like, "Oh, so we're gonna do this today," and have like the beer in one hand, and then some Philly cheesesteaks, just listening to all the meetings and all that.
Man, you're gonna be so fucking fat.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be so great though. But I'll be living in Philadelphia. I'll have my mansion made. I'll be in these billion-dollar franchise meetings, and like Paul says, you're stupid rich. So I'm like, oh, there's Robert Kraft over there, or there's Shaq Khan over there. Ding dong.
What the fuck was
Sorry.
that?
Sorry.
Is the food done there, Kev?
I don't know what that was. I honestly don't know.
But like, I will go in like Donald Trump. If I don't like you, I'll be like, you're fired. You're fired. But like, I will be the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles and do it my way.
That's neat.
Oh yeah.
Outstanding.
That's a dollar in a dream right freaking there. Holy
yeah.
shit.
Because each NFL owner is a billionaire. So it's like, fuck it. I'm a billionaire now.
Corbs.
I don't know how you follow that up. I guess if I was stupid rich, I would, my goal, if I was that rich, would be to have my own plane and travel the United States and just play golf at all the major golf venues. And we're talking, you can't get into Augusta, but with that kind of money, you'd be able to get on there. So I'd play Augusta, TPC at Sawgrass, Torrey Pines, Pebble Beach, Pinehurst, Bethpage Black, all the places they play the U.S. Open. I would travel. I would even try to get over to Scotland and play St. Andrews, places like that over there. So that would be, if I would do that. Wouldn't just be myself. The guys I play golf with, the three other guys I play golf with, we'd all go and do that. Take a summer or whatever, and just fly around and play golf every day at a different golf course.
Nice. So you'd be a golf Ronin.
I would be.
But that's the best, Corbs. You can, honestly, if you don't want to go golfing, it's like, yo, I want to take a weekend getaway. You know, we're waiting in TSA. You'd be like, fuck it. Let's take my private plane.
Yep.
Good for you.
Just don't invite Ric Flair onto the plane.
Or do invite Ric Flair onto the plane. Depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah, there's that.
Will I get the spinning hammer?
Okay, and since you kind of just gift wrapped that for me, what I would do if I was stupid rich is buy my own wrestling promotion.
Nice.
One that was already kind of successful, because we all know that I'm going to run it in the ground with all my stupid ideas. So
you better hire me.
I can
see you're going to be a manager for sure.
Okay.
You're probably the top heel manager, actually.
Okay.
You and Paul Heyman.
Can I still get? Can I just get free tickets when they come to town?
Yeah, I mean, it would be in town, because no matter where the promotion was, I'm moving it to where I'm living, because I don't want to go somewhere else.
Well, that was WrestleMania in Paul's backyard. Like, no, let's go in a nice venue. No, that's my backyard.
Nope, it's my house right there. They have to perform on my deck in the back.
You're not going to give me a stupid name like Dr. Hugh or Paul Human, are you? You're going to make me the top heel manager. I mean,
Dr. Huge.
No, I would let you flesh out your own character. Then I would take away half your name, like the Vince McMahon era. You would just be Dr.
and then when somebody buys Paul out, they'll give you your name back.
Right, then you can get it back. When I'm forced to retire, probably for the same reason that Vince McMahon is.
You'll be in the Guinness Book of World Records for the shortest reign, like 2 minutes. Like, yeah, he's not doing this anymore.
Yeah, because you do realize there's no way that I don't put myself in the title picture immediately. But yeah, that would be cool for me.
But you see, the only way that would be realistic with all the younger wrestlers who could whoop your ass is if you also have me in that picture as well, because we're the only two people can realistically fight each other. Have a match and they make it be like, oh, okay. Yeah, who's going to win? Else, they really won't know. Will he have a heart attack? Will he have a heart attack?
They'll be like, I want a title match. I'm like, well, I have all the titles right here on my wall. You're not leaving.
People would tune in just to see who kills who dead first.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we're onto some of this promotion. It's all like old, out of shape guys.
I'd watch that.
We have tons of backstory. We could use the podcast as backstory. You know, friends, frenemies, enemies, whatever. We'll make it work. And then one of us will die and the other one gets the rest of the company. So.
Are you guys going to get Brendan Fraser to come on as your first celebrity guest or something like that?
Why?
Oh, too soon. That's not nice. No.
Too soon?
No, because
I think it was the whole old fat guy thing.
The old fat guy.
Oh, okay.
But he still has to wear the fat suit.
That's
we'll
what
take
I was
the heat for that too.
That probably belongs to Darren Aronofsky.
Probably. But if I got that kind of money, we can probably get it.
Yeah, but he probably took it home and it's in his bedroom and none of us want to go near it now. There was some role play going on with that shit.
No.
Would you hire Oliver Pratt to be like the main guy?
Ready to Rumble reference. I love it. All right. That was a fun segment. But guys, What you watching?
Oh, come on. Like Paul's wearing the t-shirt. Corbs is wearing the t-shirt. I'm wearing the hat. Syracuse football, for God's sakes, when can you ever talk good about them? They dominated last Saturday, 31-7. Did you guys see that?
There was a football game?
Syracuse football has not been relevant in some time. Of course, it was the first game. They were playing a team that they should have lost to, but
yeah,
holy shit. Garrett Schrader, like Corbs, like he was lighting it up. Sean Tucker, but like that was a hell of a football game. Like where did they come from?
I said the same thing. I didn't expect. I thought they had a chance maybe against Louisville. I thought it was going to be close. I didn't see them beating them 31-7.
No, but like seeing them play that well, like I know they have a top 25 in college football of the best teams, but they said Syracuse, even though it's the only 1 week, they're like the 45th best team in the nation. Right now.
I was looking at I was on ESPN. I looked at the coaches poll. They got a few votes.
Look, too much sports. You made Paul disappear.
I know, but no, yeah, they look pretty good. We got to see how they do against UConn, but like,
they beat UConn for sure. I don't know who they beat. I don't know who they got after UConn though.
I think it's Purdue, but
the chicken people.
The chicken people, but yeah, we'll see how they do though. Like they played very well, but turn it back to our stuff. But like one thing I'm also watching that's really good. I know you guys may have talked about this, but on Monday I was like, let's see what's on. I've always wanted to see this. I started watching the Harley Quinn show with Kaylee Cuoco. Did you guys ever see that?
I haven't seen it. I've heard good things.
Oh my God. It's so raunchy, but so good. Like literally like Emily and I were going to do something on Monday, but I was like, yeah, I'm already done with season 1. I'm going to start season 2 right now, but they're only like 22-minute episodes, but it's Harlequin. It's on HBO Max.
It's the animated show.
It's the animated show. It's a TVMA show, but IMDb
Batman fucks bats.
Yes, exactly. Yes. But like the way it's written, like Bane is like, oh, okay. Like it's just like but like Penguin, like it was his like son's bar mitzvah in an episode.
Imagine Batman as a cartoon through the lens of how Peacemaker was written.
Oh God.
The dirtiness and language and things like that. So,
I'm in.
Because Jason Alexander plays like the landlord in like a couple episodes. That was pretty cool. But I highly recommend that show for sure. Like I said, I've only seen the first season, a couple episodes in season 2. Like there's 3 seasons out, but it's pretty funny. I'm glad I stumbled upon that one. That's a really good show.
Isn't that also in danger of the chopping block?
In danger.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Everything's in danger.
We're in danger.
Damn it.
Danger.
Warner Discovery, it might cancel us too.
Yeah.
Danger, Will Robinson.
All right.
Yeah, those are the 2 shows I watched that were really good.
I'm not watching anything really. I mean, all our shows are off. I mean, there's some things we are watching, but nothing worth talking about. What? I'm not watching you, Kevin. What was that?
No, I'm just me next is all.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I mean, we did start watching Echoes on Netflix. It's a limited series, pretty good so far. Not good enough to really say anything about it. I do have something I want to talk about in a few weeks, though. I'm very excited about something. There's a movie coming up called Fall, which is out in theaters, and I'm waiting for it to hit video on demand. But it's all about 2 sisters that climb a tower because they're like climbers and they get stuck at the top. And I am deathly scared of heights. So when I watch something and I see heights, even on TV, I get a funny feeling between my balls and my asshole.
I
and it's
heard
very
about this.
I saw the preview for this. Yeah.
Yeah. That looks like it's going to be super intense.
The directors, they had an interview with them, and they said that what they did was very practical, and it was done on purpose to give the feeling that they are very, very high up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were on like 100-foot tower.
Yeah,
filming this stuff, even though the tower that they're climbing in the movie is like 2,000 feet, but they actually had them performing on a 100-foot tower, which I don't even know.
Still no, thank you.
No.
I'm getting heebie-jeebies right now.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't like heights either.
All right.
All right, Kev. You wanted to go next.
So obviously they got one that we're gonna probably have a little discussion over, She-Hulk. I don't know who else is watching it, but I'm enjoying it. The wife is enjoying it. We're having a really good time with it, and I'm one
episode behind.
Yeah, so we watched all 3 so far. I like I said before, I was a fan before the show aired. You know, I'm a fan of the primary the actress. You know, every time she looks out and talks to the audience, I'm like, oh, she's talking to me. So I know it's creepy, but whatever. I don't care. But so no, I like it. I think it's going well. And the Game of Thrones prequel, whatever the hell that's called,
House of the Dragons,
whatever the hell that is. We're watching that. We're having a good time with it. But the movie we watched several movies over the last couple of weeks. The one I don't want to talk about is the new Stallone movie. I forget what the hell the name was.
Oh yeah,
the Samaritan.
Samaritan. Is it bad? I haven't seen it yet.
It's okay. I knew what was going to happen like 5 minutes into the movie.
Okay.
So I'm like,
it's like every Stallone movie.
I was waiting to see that with my dad. Like I wanted to see that one.
It's okay. It's not great. It's another one of these streaming service. Let's just put something out there because we need content.
Okay.
It's another one of those. So it's okay. The storyline is actually probably thought through okay. Stallone gives his typical mediocre delivery, and they rely on the rest of the actors in the show to pull it.
I was reading somewhere.
Watch it. Tell me what you think.
I was reading somewhere it was done on like a couple years ago, and then it went to Amazon Prime because they finally wanted to release it. It was done before COVID. It just kept getting delayed, and it finally came out. But keep going.
I know. It's kind of a superhero movie, kind of, but a real kind of like The Boys kind of thing where it's actually just a couple of brothers that are super strong and do stuff with it. But the one I really liked that I saw recently that's more than just let's just throw some content out there was The Adam Project.
Oh, such a good movie.
Yeah. That's
Ryan Reynolds. Yeah. I thought that was really good.
That was very good, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I thought
Corbs, you talked about that before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought the storyline was well thought out. I thought, I like Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds in a show. I really like his, when he does his things, It's just like Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler was always Adam Sandler in every freaking movie he was ever in. Ryan Reynolds is pretty much Ryan Reynolds in every movie he's in. We've had these conversations before.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It works because he's just being him. This is the second movie I've seen of his, though, where he's holding back and he's not the badass he can be. Because he's very fit. He knows martial arts. He can fight and he can play the fight scenes, but he kind of, in my mind, he kind of holds himself back and he doesn't become that super, the phenomenal
Rambo
character.
AJ Styles.
Yeah, he's not that. He is the primary character. He is the primary protagonist, but he does okay. And let's not forget, Zoe Saldana's in it.
Mm-hmm.
She's gorgeous.
I'll watch anything she's in. I don't care if it's a fucking commercial for Dove soap. I'm in. But and it worked, and it really worked. There's I don't know. Do we care about spoilers as a group?
I think everybody else has seen it other than Hugh.
I haven't.
Okay, so I'm not gonna. So the main plot, the main storyline keeps you wondering about what's really going to happen, and I'll just say it's a feel-good movie.
It is. Yes.
It is. I enjoyed it, and I thought the kid in the movie was fantastic too.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
And he got springboarded off of that into one hell of a role. I can't remember what it is. They got.
Oh, really?
Percy Jackson, the Disney Plus Percy Jackson show that they're gonna do because of that role.
Yeah.
Disney looked at him and like, "You're our guy. He's gonna be their Percy Jackson," and that could be Disney Plus's Harry Potter.
Yeah.
So,
oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's what it was.
And I think they were talking about. I thought maybe they were talking about making a second one of those. depending on how it did. Yeah.
Well,
I think they can leave it, but if they want to, I guess
they definitely could leave it the way it was, and it's great.
Yeah.
They need something good if they do a sequel, though.
You mean Percy or Adam?
Which
Adam Project.
They're gonna do a sequel?
Yeah, there was talk. I read it on Wikipedia. There was talk about
Moviepoopshoot.com.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it is.
Huh.
So.
Huh. Wow.
I don't know. Have you seen Six Underground?
Yeah, and that's the other one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He, it was, in my mind, it was a promise of a really action-packed movie, but I just had the feeling that Ryan was just holding himself back the entire movie. And I'm like, but we're expecting to see Ryan Reynolds as an action star, but he was kind of holding himself back, and the rest of the group was allowed to present themselves with their special, abilities. Not that they were superheroes or anything, but they just had, one's a good driver, one's a good shot, whatever. But it really left me feeling like they were setting that up to be a serial, like there was going to be more episodes with that team. And I haven't heard nothing about it, so I guess it was just one and done.
The one thing that we're not touching on about the Adam Project is Laura's great love is in that too. Mark Ruffalo.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she has an unhealthy obsession with that man.
Did not know that.
Oh,
that was a pleasant surprise. I did not know he was in it until we got watching it, and I was pleasantly surprised with.
I saw it in the trailers because all the trailers had the Ryan Reynolds punching him in the face scene in it. So,
I like him as an actor.
I love him.
Really do.
He's a great actor.
Yeah. No, he's been in a lot of stuff.
Yes. 13 going on 30. Yep.
Yeah, he's been driven around the block a few times.
I'm glad you brought up House of the Dragon, because I completely spaced on this. The Rings of Power, Amazon's Lord of the Rings prequel. Holy shit!
It's good.
Good stuff.
It's good.
Fucking amazing.
Good.
Those reviews I talked about that came out early that said the Rings of Power makes House of the Dragon look like it's not even trying. Oh boy, is that?
Yeah.
I mean, this is on a whole other level.
Good.
And this is a prequel to Lord of the Rings.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
But it is the first 2 episodes are out now. I mean, watch them. It is, unless you're gonna freak out about a black dwarf or some stupid bullshit, it's fucking amazing.
The reviews are just, people are just off the hook. So I don't know anything about where these stories came from. Was any of this stuff from Tolkien, or is this somebody else that wrote it based on their love of Tolkien?
He didn't put write a lot of stuff about the Second Age. So basically what they're leading up to is the creation of the rings, which was basically just like, I mean, that was backstory for Lord of the Rings. I mean, he has some stuff there, but really they can chart their own course too. That. They have to get from point A to point B, and everything here in the middle is kind of whatever they want it to be.
Gotcha.
That's cool.
And I mean, honestly, the stuff that Tolkien did that predates the Lord of the Rings stories, like including The Hobbit, that shit was really weird and really dense. Have you ever tried to read the Silmarillion?
I've read all of it. I've read every freaking one of them.
Oh my God. I had so much trouble with that. I was just like, what the fuck is going on there?
I didn't understand it. I didn't understand a fucking word of it until like the 3rd time I read it. And then it was only because I'd read the other books, and I don't know, I had somebody to talk to by that time. I wasn't just, sitting in a corner all by myself.
Well, anyway, we all have Amazon Prime, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, go fucking watch the show tomorrow. Don't wait. It's fucking amazing.
Will do.
I'll be hopping on a plane tomorrow, so I can't do that. But
I've been wanting to see it. I
do want to see it too.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
And does it?
Oh, sorry.
Does it roll into the theatrical Lord of the Rings that we've gotten, or no?
I mean,
we don't really know. It's 2 episodes.
We don't really know. There's rights things, and they said that they were basing it on that, and Peter Jackson was going to be involved, but then he wasn't involved. I don't really know. You do have characters you're familiar with because elves live thousands of years. Galadriel and the Hugo Weaving's character, I forget what his name was. They're both in it.
Yeah.
Elrond.
Yeah.
They're both in it. But I mean, is there anything even like a musical cue that directly tied it to Peter Jackson? No. But I'll tell you, it looks a hell of a lot better than his movies did, which is saying a lot. And maybe that's just because we have high definition, we have better cameras now. But I noticed that because it was as theatrical as those movies were and as good as they looked, this looked better.
Nice.
They put a lot of time and money into these things.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, Corbs, bring us home. What do you got? What have you been watching?
The inside of my toilet.
Ew.
I mean,
which way does it swirl?
Depends on your hemisphere, right?
It does.
But I want to hear it.
It's clockwise, I think. I don't remember. I don't fucking.
That's...
Yeah, I haven't watched much. She-Hulk. I mean, I've kind of watched that. Tales of the Walking Dead. I missed this week's.
I still have only seen the first episode of that.
I taped this week's, but so I got to watch that. So, but I mean, other than that, not much. So.
Yeah. I've basically only watched pro wrestling, like you was talking about. There was a lot of content there. But that's all I got. The first two episodes of She-Hulk and the first episode of Tales of the Walking Dead, and men in their underwear rolling around trying to pin each other to the mat.
That sounds kind of gay.
Are we talking? We're
pro wrestling. I mean,
it's actor right now, Paul. We got to keep that.
So. But that's all I got. Anything else, gentlemen?
Don't put that out in public, Paul.
It's obviously going to be
too late.
Yeah, don't walk in traffic.
Paul likes watching men in his underwear.
Clearly.
Well, I mean, considering that Raw and SmackDown get #1 trending on Twitter every single week, a lot of people seem to like that. Just saying.
Wait.
You're also downplaying the violence part.
Yes.
Aggressively wrestling in their underwear.
I'm a little scared that people like watching Paul watch wrestling in their underwear.
I'm an entertaining guy. What do you want? The real go home in that is that I'm also in my underwear watching men in their underwear roll around on the mat.
Eating a
aggressively.
Bowl of right?
Anyway.
He's eating a bowl of Bootios.
with my trombone. There's been a lot of wrestling references tonight.
Oh god.
All right. Well, if we don't have anything else, guys.
It's drop the nugget time?
I think it is.
Or are we gonna call it teabag time?
We're teabagging in the USA. All right. So anyway, this is what I got for you tonight. Don't sweat the small stuff. Hell, don't sweat the medium stuff or the large stuff either. You know what? Stop perspiring on everything. Take your sweaty ass elsewhere. Good night, everybody, and megabyte me, bitches.
This has been a GeekPod Network production.